Hello, Wild Wisdom Warriors. Hello, YouTube. Hello, my dear shamans from around the world. Welcome to my journal. This is Lily Kalasilva, and today is March 24th, 2020. So, thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be a quarantini hour. A quarantini. I'm having a quarantini. This is actually, uh, you can say it's mango teeny, but I'm calling it today quarantini. So for those of you that joining me for this journal entry, thank you so much. I'm going to be talking today about what I see is happening with the new energies and how I see the all of these changes, how they're unfolding. And so I'm just wanted to kind of do a casual hour today and spend some time with you, maybe answer some questions and do things of that sort and talk about what it is that you guys are experiencing right now. And just wanted to share what I am experiencing right now. Okay, you guys? So here's to all of you. Here's Quarantini. Here's to all of you, my shamans, for staying strong out there and for staying wild, you guys, because this is exactly what we need. We are thriving. Hi, Matt. Thank you so much. You said I'm thriving, and it's so awesome to hear. Thank you for confirming that. It is incredible time. So here's to all of you guys. I really love you, and this is in an amazing time we're in. So let's have fun with it, okay? So quarantini, here we go. There's some tequila in here. It's not virgin. All right, here's to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Sunshine. Thank you so much for being here, darlings. Thank you. It reminds me of the beaches and sunshine. All right, you guys. So I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about kind of how you feel. And like you said, Matt, I feel absolutely beautiful. I don't even know if I have all the words, because if I try, I'm not going to have all the words in the world to describe how I feel calm and really truly anchored in myself. And this is sort of what gives me so much joy, honestly. I just feel like being anchored right now is the most important part that you can do for the collective consciousness, because we're taking this quantum leap. And like I was telling last time, that our quantum field on the collective level is restructuring now, because we've had reached the point in our human consciousness evolution, the critical point or the peak time for that evolution to sort of, or like I say, to go down the hill. Hi, Deanne. Thank you so much for joining. So, yes, beautiful, Matt. That's exactly, you feel like you feel anchor within yourself. And then that's the only timeline that is present, right? Is your own timeline. And it's amazing. It's almost like a lot of people are talking about, this restructuring. And this is, of course, because it is a quantum field, it is our DNA that is restructuring. So I know there is a lot of people are talking about activating DNA and all of that stuff. It all comes through you. And like I talk about that without activating your own Holy Trinity, you can't really anchor yourself in your gut or anchor yourself in this reality. Hi, Danielle. Thank you so much for being here. So to anchor yourself in this reality, but then you can't and this is what I said, you have to fully operate your reality and generate it in a way, because an observer is who creates reality. And this is how the quantum field operates. It operates through us, through you, and through me. So we are those quantum bio computers that are here, that are connected. Let's just say that our code, our original code, or original, I guess you can call it DNA codes. I'm not sure if those are DNA, but maybe before the DNA. I don't know. So anyway, I don't have that. It's all very scientific, you guys. And then maybe if you remember, this is all part of my hi Amy, did I say hi? Hi, thank you so much for being here. This is all part of what I said. I had those couple of nights where I have that state of being where I can sort of consciously comprehend what's happening on the energetic levels. And then it takes me some time to kind of to put words together to consciously, it's for my own self in a way. So I'm in a way here talking and journaling this in a way where I'm talking this through my own personal thinking in this mind, in this human capacity, in this body, in this vehicle, or in this reality that I am in right now, in this duality reality. Thank you, Amy. You said you always look so happy. I am extremely happy because I'm at that point in my life where everything is in my life according to my codes. There's nobody overstepping my reality in a way to where it's infringing on my freedom of expression of my soul. So here I am, just talking through some things that are very difficult to talk through, because this all has to do with our human consciousness transformation and taking this quantum leap through this quickening period. And because the new age, as many of people talk about the new age, I'm going to put this in. Many people talk about the new age, and they talk about the Aquarian age and what it's going to bring and how it's fifth dimensional existence. But none of those people tell you how to create that state of being, because you're a creator being in this reality. And this is ultimately why I'm talking this through, because my own experience is all I have to share with you. And many of you, those of you that been had sessions with me or still have sessions with me, personal sessions, I share with you guys a lot of my own personal life stories and situations that I've been through, and that's the way I can only share what I went through and how I came out of it and all of that stuff. And the reason, for me to feel like, hey, I'm gonna have a quarantini and enjoy life, even though it's Tuesday and everybody's upset about what, I don't know, whoever's upset about whatever. But what it is we're everyone experiencing exactly that fifth dimensional reality. And so here's your new age. Here's your Aquarian age. Welcome to 5D. Welcome to 5D. As within, so without. And this is the Hermetic principle. This is the fifth Hermetic principle. And that's ultimately what all this mystery schools is all about. And the reason this information, or how to reach this point, or how to go within, or like I said the last time, how to reach that 33rd degree of human unfoldment, it all has to do with this embodying that for shamans. The reason why those of you that going through this, that I call you shamans, because you are now um, equalizing, or you're putting into equilibrium on this level, because this is what we're doing on that level. So when I say, when I have the state of beings at a state at night where I don't go to sleep, but yet I can basically go astral travel and all of that stuff while conscious. So during that time, this is what I said, when I pick up what happens on the collective level. And so this is what I'm kind of, and then I'm just attempting to bring that, in and talk about those energies that are surfacing, that I'm like, I remember you guys, I said, like, in that state I can kind of like measure something emotionally, and then it will, my mind will kind of sort it out. Sometimes it does a really good job to sorting things out, and the piece could fit really quick into the puzzle, something into a bigger puzzle. And sometimes, it takes a few tries. So it is what it is. But this is all raw, you guys. And when I do these journals, you guys, it could be I could start thinking in the morning, in my morning walk, what it is that I am, consciously processing right now, what it is that I can share with other people that are out there like me, because this is the purpose for this journals, is for those of you guys that are on the similar journeys. And so I'm just journaling, okay? So I know that some people have expectations, and in my last videos, there is some people with comments like they expect me to be an expert on shamanism, and on their personal shamanic journey. It's like, okay, okay, what do I do? How do I say, okay, it's just, you just confused what it's all about. This is about experiencing energies. And so for me, it's not about say what will happen or predict what will happen for the totality of human consciousness, or what will happen on collective levels, right? Not to say, oh, just because I found out about this first, or I was told about this first, is not for me. This is not, ultimately not the purpose of these videos. The purpose of these videos is for those of you that are experiencing this shamanic journey, and you're having your insights, and you having your clarity, and you gaining your clarity on the stuff that you might have put in 10, 20 years ago for. You know what I mean? And now it's starting to manifest in your life, and the energies are starting to show up, because right now we're at the point where the energies are peaking. Okay. So when the energies are show up, like I said, when your work starts blossoming, when those buds starts to show up, okay? So then the reason I do these journals is so then it's almost like I wanted to let you know that, in my reality, there is a spring, some blossoms are coming up. The energies are coming up. There is feel to it. There's smell to it. There is all of this stuff. And so what I'm just sharing, so then we together align to this cycle that is collective transformation, transmutation, that humanity, like I said, we are going through it. There is, we can't avoid it. You can't avoid, stepping into a new age. It's just, you can't. All right, Mind F. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. Couldn't really read your name fully, but thanks for being here. Um, Thanks, Amy. You said hit the like button, guys. Yeah, thank you, you guys. Please do. Um, so anyway, so it's not about me being right or wrong. It's about anchoring that knowledge or that knowing, the spiritual knowing, or as within on the higher level. So without, meaning that you consciously realize that you yourself, where you're exactly where you are, and when you know where exactly where you are, you have that clarity on what's going on in the collective. And this is what then when you say, oh, I'm anchored in my own reality. Ta-da! That's exactly the best point of view, because now you don't have blinders, you don't follow anybody, you're your own creator being, and so everything in your reality is up to you. Okay. And I'm not saying that in a wishful thinking, as some people might think, and maybe that's why they expect me to be an expert on their own personal journey, is how to find that inner portal to your cosmic self. And like I said, it is though in your physical body here, but it takes that for it, like I said, to properly, for you to be properly activated to this original state of being that is meant for human being. That's the angelic state of being, with the Holy Trinity operating the way it is, not without any interference or anything that is stuck in there. So when you operate on that, then you're also aligned to your gut. And this is what gives you that intuition. And then that intuition becomes a lot more powerful even than your instinct. And this is like what you guys remember last time I was talking about, how the control system utilizes reptilian genetics in human beings to control. And so they exploit those genetics, right? And so what happens is it's your instincts and all of that stuff. And so hijacking your subconscious mind. So when you develop yourself to the point to where your intuition is so powerful, maybe not so powerful, but it's developed. Let's just say you develop your intuition to the point where your intuition can easily, if it's developed, it will easily override the subconscious programming. And many people had asked me in the past, Lily, how do you override the programming? How do you override the programming? And all these people want this magic pill. And just like with weight loss, there's people out there that says this pill will help you to lose weight. And then you take the pill and it doesn't work. Same thing here. When people ask for that, people will offer you a magic pill. But on your internal shamanic journey, I am no expert on anyone's shamanic journey. I am master of my own journey. And how I master it, again, it's not am I mastering it or not? Again, that measuring stick is something that also mine. So I have to measure my own success, my own growth. And that's the true transformation. Is that you don't rely on external. That's the 5D existence. You don't rely on external energy to generate your reality. You don't beg from a victim field, right? Like most of the people. Aloha, Siankovich. Aloha, Teresa. Thanks so much for being here. Aloha. So you don't, the whole different state of being. You're anchored in your own truth or in your own reality or in your own eternity, because you're on the path, internal path to eternity. And this is what that infinity, eighth chakra, that's the eternity point. But you have to go through the cosmic portal, which means as above, so below. And that's another principle. And that's probably, but for right now, I'm going to just stick to, what's fifth hermetic principle is as within, so without. Great, Teresa. So we need to face our own. Yes. Yes. So basically what happens is when you face your own and when you accept yourself as eternal being, and this is when I said, this is when your true life begins, when you accept yourself as that eternal being. And then as by accepting yourself as eternal being, again, that's, and some people say, well, how do you know if people are truly attaining sovereignty, or are they running a sovereign program? Are they slave masters who's just running programs, putting everybody into their slave place, and calling it sovereignty? Well, it's all about experience. And so then this eternal self that you are, I can tell you here day in, day out, and I've been talking about eternal self for years. So it's been years I've been talking about, but until each and every one of you goes through this shamanic journey of accepting that very fact about yourself, my words means nothing. So the same thing with who's running program and who is not. And the way I am looking at this now as say, okay, there has got to be a spiritual maturity here. Okay. Even from, a lot of you guys are new, but a lot of you guys known me for years. There's got to be a spiritual growth here. There's got to be a maturity. Even in a few years here, we're in quickening, for God's sakes. There's got to be some sort of signs of that maturity, right? If you're searching so much to attain that spiritual maturity or to attain the eternity, then, right? So so then this is when sort of your conscious mind can go through this transformation. And a lot of people, like even I talk and put people on their karma pedestals out there, but a lot of you then say, oh my gosh, I believed all these people too and all of that. But I don't look at it negative. It's beautiful that now you see yourself and you're witness of your own transmutation, of your own transformation. And same thing with me. This is what I'm experiencing. Just because I could, and not right now, everything as it manifests, as those energies that I felt a while back, as they're manifesting, everything is alive. Everything, like I've made an example in the past. You plant tulips and you expect them to be red, but they for some reason turn out to be purple. It's all right. You know what I mean? As long as you on your own path, then there is going to be no need for you to have that strict measure or the boxes. And so a lot of people are saying, okay, they want to apply that box to what I'm saying here. Okay, Lilia, what are you saying according to this box about 5D Earth? Well, there's very few, and those of you, few of you that guys are here, people that will understand that that's not what I'm attempting to do here. I am not fitting my information into any kind of boxes that some people decided in the past what 5D Earth existence is, or what that is. It's none of their experience, and so it's all somebody else's. It's somebody else's. It's not their individual path. Right? Trust and allow. It isn't a box. Absolutely true, Teresa. There isn't a box. So when you want your eternal self, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get my eternal self here. How are you gonna put limitations? How are you gonna put a box on yourself immediately? You can't. So by accepting the eternity, you guys, what it happens is it changes this perspective. And that's why, that's why that, and this is what turns to where you choose to follow your eternity. And I said, your meter, your measurement meter, how you measure yourself, if you are on the path of your own shamanic journey, or are you a sheep following somebody else's path. If you're on your own shamanic journey, you're the only thing, and I've been saying this for so many, in so many journals, the only tool you have to measure that is your joy. Your joy. Experiencing joy, not knowing what joy means. Because there's people think that just because they know what joy means, that feeling of knowing here, they are having such a distorted emotional bodies that their emotional bodies are completely numb due to unreleased trauma. And so they think that they feel that, but it's fake. So the joy, so what they feel is happiness about knowing what they think joy is. But it's all again. So that's why I say follow your joy, meaning it's your guidance. It's your guidance within that will keep you on the path towards eternity. Because that's your creative force in action. And that's joy. Okay? So this is ultimately what drives you. And this is how you know. You can hear yourself. Like I said, when you're singing the song in this reality, so now you can hear yourself. Okay? You can hear yourself. So now you see if you in tune, in harmony, you're playing in collective field. Because you're not separate from it. You are playing in collective field as an individualized human being. So you playing in that collective field. Are you playing in harmony or not? Are you in tune or out of tune, like I said? And so joy will let you know if you're out of tune, you're not going to feel joy. If you're doing something's out of tune. It could be the same project, but maybe you've approached it from more of a different perspective, from more of a program, from more of the matrix approach, as I like sometimes say it. So when you approach from this point of, I'm open to whoever it is that I am in eternity. I'm open to finding out, even though I am in this limited reality, in this body that I am. With this comes again, you guys, and a lot of people have issue with that. right? Is that um, body, accepting your body, accepting your vehicle that it is, with whatever limitations that it has. And I know a lot of people, it might be difficult. It's a difficult part for a lot of people about the body part and how it is. But until you accept that this is your tool here to experience eternity, and until you accept that not from the victim but from the creator perspective, then you can use this tool properly. And this is how you'll know how. And this is why it's so important, I say, to be healthy on all levels, in mind, body, and spirit. And that's, I think, the very ancient knowledge that natives have talked about quite a bit. And many tribes talk about this peace and serenity that we are capable of creating, and how powerful those abilities are, you guys. And I think that's why so much of the tribal knowledge has been passed on the way it has been. And so if you guys have any questions, but I kind of wanted to talk about, yes, absolutely, that trusting yourself, and trusting your eternal self. And this is ultimately what happens in a lot of people. And then, like I said, and maybe I will do journal a little bit more of a and touch on the negative side of this, because there's a lot of people that want to know about what possession is and how to drop that yourself. So I think it would be a good subject. So if you guys like that subject, I will go into that, but it kind of could be a little bit gruesome. Okay. Well, not gruesome, maybe not. That's not the good word. It could be a little tough for some people, because it's, you gotta take full responsibility for your spiritual world. Okay. And that's why no fear. I said that shamans can never have even an ounce of fear. A drop of fear will destroy you in spiritual world, because of the energies we're dealing with there. But so yeah, I can talk about that, because you guys can now help and see that this very easy to recognize also if somebody's possessed or not. And it also comes through your own ability. Once you develop that ability, then you don't need to ask them. You don't need a session to even ask your client if they have or not. You can just directly talk to their spirit, and they will let you know. Or you can, some people can even without talking find out that immediately. So it depends where your talents are, and how what's your little, what's your cup of tea with this, and what you're sort of mastered in your own life. Because this is you guys skills, those are skills that you putting together. Like I said, those are your skills that you do in your life and you do for others and all of that. But all of that, you're not separate from that totality. And so all of that, so when I say, oh, I see this is what's happening with the totality of human consciousness, we're going to be all this, and we're going to be happy, we're going to overcome, this is going to be a great year and stuff like that. It's because I'm picking up on everything, on every one of your sons that you're playing out there, so I can hear you there. And this is what I say. This is why it's like, this is all intertwined in quantum field, everything. So when it's restructuring like there on those levels, we're all going to be here like, woo, our bulbs are going to be going left and right and everywhere. We're going to be like sparkling stars. Because then it reflects as above, so below. And so then all of that, so the more and this is the karma again, but this is a positive side of karma. So like I talked about last time about the negative side of how things will unfold to to sort of to transmute and metabolize the transhuman agenda, but so at the same time there's a lot of chaos before the new can be manifested. So of course we're gonna go through all this strange time or weird times and all of that, but the thing that I love the most is the progress, you guys. How fast everything changes. And that's why I love those, things that happens once in a while when I do have those nights of like, it's overwhelming at first, too little bit, but then unfolding all this stuff. And all it is just decoding the energies that are there already, ready to manifest. Or like, so I'm like observing reality, but from the perspective of all of you guys, from all of us, from a perspective of all of us. So I go into that field, and then from that perspective, this is where I want to see. This is what I want to know. I get excited too, Teresa. Oh my God, I've been dancing. So quarantinis dancing with Zeus on my shoulder. So, all right, you guys have any questions? Trusting the journey and the process, and this is what it's all about. And this is what my measurement for myself is what I chose the tool. I don't judge myself. So like I said, I'm having alcohol in the middle of the day and stuff like that. I don't judge myself, and that's why I just people say, oh, but this or that, or they tell me, oh, Lily, but this the deep the secret societies and all of that stuff, and oh, the Masons are using this symbols, or they're using this symbol, or the colors, or something, and people would judge me. And I said, I don't subscribe to any belief systems. If they're not mine, I don't care. Sorry that, I will never, I mean, 1 in a million. Hello, how does my own individual, unique, authentic experience is positive or negative for one person or another? It doesn't make any sense. But when you look, but some people say, okay, but you, Lily, you judge other people. Okay, that's different, because if somebody has had an effect, okay, an effect on a totality of human consciousness. So I'm going to say this to those people that still think that I don't have the right to call out some of the people in alternative media, and those that have obviously and factually had an effect on the totality of human consciousness and on our evolution. So here again, I do have the right to say what I need to say. And the reason I'm saying, because I'm voicing what's happening on that level. And so I know how this narcissist operate, and then they're gonna come at me and keep telling me that I have to keep them hidden from their little dirty business that they did, because they don't like to be revealed. That's the only reason they're trying to tell me that I don't have the right, or I don't have the thing, or they're going to put a black magic spell on me, or they're going to put a death spell on me, or whatever. None of it applies. It never will. It makes me laugh every time they threaten me. It makes me laugh so hard, you guys. It makes me laugh when there's idiots out there are threatening my life because I said something about some of these slave masters. So when you're a slave master, that's different. See, because if you're a slave master, okay, then you've affected the totality. And now we're in correction. So it's not just that I have the right, I have the duty and responsibility to eternity to expose deception. It's my duty. It's my responsibility. It's my calling. That's what it is. But see, in narcissistic world, that does not apply. So they're going to tell me about the narcissist rules. Narcissist rules don't apply to me. Okay. That's what boomerang effect is for. Right. Damn straight. So this is what it is. Like it or not, you can throw a tantrum. You can drop on your dirty diaper. You can start taking the shit out of your diaper and start throwing at me. I don't care. I'm having my quarantini. 5G. Lily, do you think this virus is related to 5G, especially if they come out with a vaccine? Watch out. Yes, that's right. We don't know. If they come out with vaccine, that's right. That vaccine was supposed to be 5G things, but things are being restructured. And this is what ultimately I am watching too, because it has to do a lot with the Space Force. Because the 5G stuff is all up there, satellites mostly. But then there is receivers, right? And so the receivers that got to go in your body, okay? So they've tested, and this is what happens. But so, and like I said, you guys, there's clowns out there, or the slave masters out there. They've been selling C60. They had some of that same nanotech that they wanted to put in vaccine, because those people, remember, how they're all test subjects when they go to those places over there in conferences and stuff, and that they sell their shit there. And so they use them as the test subjects. So in here, actually, they've unrolled that and started to put in that into all kinds of stuff. So there is all kinds of stuff that they're putting into, well, they used to put into medicine. Well, they used to only put into medicine, and then they moved into other things and started, right? And the vaccine is the next, sort of the next program, an update or upgrade, as you may call it. But don't, I mean, they might come up with it. They're desperate. I told you guys, pharma is it's a blood market. So imagine that. So imagine the kind of criminals they are. And as I've seen it in Wild Wisdom Warriors group, you guys have seen it. They've done this legally. They've done this legally here in America. Loopholes and all kinds of things. And so now talking about that and cleaning up of that kind of criminal activities and that kind of, I mean, imagine that. Imagine that. So, and as you guys, those of you that follow my videos, my older videos, I told you the money that they've used until now, I guess. Maybe we will change that. Well, we will change. I just don't want to be talking about that yet. But anyway, so it was based on the innocent blood. That's basically what it was. This was a truly a slave planet, if you think about it. Yep. Yeah, Danielle, that's what it is. It was legal for how many years? What, 61? Huh. Coincidentally, just a few years after Club Idiots assembled here in America, right, Danielle? You know that. Oh, you guys, you know how much I love them, the idiots. Thousand pieces. I'm doing it in silence for now. Aseti Mountain. It's a Club Idiots operation, Emmy. It is. I know that whatever that scumbag, whatever his name is, he's gonna, throw tantrums and all of that stuff. Totally Club Idiots up. So much crime. So much crime. Crime against humanity, crimes against children, all participated willingly and knowingly what they were doing. All of those slave masters, as I call them, that they thought they were doing a good job by putting everybody into their slave place. And that's what they were doing. They're just putting everybody into their slave place. So nobody says anything. Burisma, yeah, I mean, it's a huge energy company in Ukraine where there's nothing. There's no like energy, and then there is this truth, movement out there. Researchers, oh, it's an energy company, and they're in there with the energy. Yeah, what kind of energy are we talking about, people? You're talking about that being legal, Danielle, what you said, that being legal since what? Since the Club Idiots assembled here, right? That's been legal, but and talking about Eastern Europe, how long has that been going on there? And what is going on in Eastern Ukraine right now? And what are all those businesses and all those buildings that are bought by DNC and all of those players in there? What do you think? What kind of energy do you think they're producing over there in war zone? I've talked about this when the war started in 2014. That is a cover for blood. They're draining the blood. But they're going to pretend they're, like David Icke, going to pretend that he's not part of that business at all. They're going to have a straight face on and pretend that they're not involved in that business. Willingly and knowingly. You guys, these people are incredibly good liars. They're narcissists. And they parrot other people's information really well. So this is why, like you guys were saying, and Matt, you were saying, I feel you too, Matt. You're saying you feeling anchored is the only time you can use the tool of joy. Because if you ain't anchored, you're going to be, like I said, you have to be in the eye of the storm during this quickening period. If you're not in the eye of the storm, you are over there in the shitstorm with everything else flying at you, throwing you off your thing and all of that. It's the stillness. Get a quarantini and be with yourself. Or like Baba Yaga said, go hug a tree. But anchor within. That's the only way to see through this storm, is to anchor within. Calm. Calm. And that's what I feel. If anything, it's calmness. Oh, Amazing Polly bringing that together. Yeah, Amazing Polly did a great job of connecting a lot of things to Ukraine. Oh, you guys, the Ukraine thing. I mean, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. I just said it what it is. It's mostly blood market operations. That's all it is. That's what the war was for, there to cover for that, for those activities. Because this is what they did. They came in and they started bombing. They set up bombs that they brought. Thanks, Obama, for the bombs. Um, and then they said it's war, and then they came and they separated parents and took the children. And they bought all the businesses, and then it's you can go find it. A lot of buildings are in Podesta's names, and those other players' names, but I won't be naming them for now. But anyway, so yeah, Amazing Polly doing a good job putting all that together, but they still not calling it quite openly. They haven't fully seen it, that this is all about, and child pornography and all of that stuff. So they grabbed the kids, and then they kept bumming so they basically stole the kids, and then they left the parents there, and they told them to defend it, whatever. And so there's a lot of kids that disappeared. Basically, that's what happened. A lot of children gone. Pretty much all from that region, the way they did it. So, and here's your Burisma. This is where all the payments were going through, and all of that stuff, and all the people, and funding the war too, and all of that. So it's a deep, deep black hole, Ukraine, and it's a lot of it will come out. And this is why, you guys, when I went there in 2012, my visit there was oh God, I don't know how I even did what I did, but someday I'll share that with you. But anyway, it is a lot of yeah, in here they do it too, Amy, and they do it here too. In there's just no numbers, and nobody counts anything, because the poverty is so horrific. So so when the scum like David Icke saying that they go there to sell books and they want to help them, I mean, it's ridiculous. I want to spit into these people's faces, because their greed is just so, and they say it with and you believe them, but nobody can afford to buy his books. He didn't go for he didn't make money there by selling his books, that's for sure. He made his money other ways, just like everybody else makes the money there. That's you guys, there is no gas, there is no oil, there is no energy per se, there is not even wind there, okay, you guys? So it's all a cover, okay? And so yeah, this is how bad things are in Ukraine. It's horrific. And this is actually just so connects a lot of dots, and it connects a lot of things back to World War II, and connects a lot of dots back to what Eisenhower did eventually with Americans. So So that's just what it is. And so a lot of people, like I said, and well, he's not the only one. Amy, David Icke. How many I said David Icke's want to be out there? How many are narcissists out there claiming that, their greed is going to save humanity? How many of them out there, the snake oil salesman? There's quite a few of them. So, well, you guys, wow, I've been here for almost an hour. So yeah, that's what Burisma thing is all about. And so now we couldn't really, because it was all legal, Danielle. It was all legal. So besides Burisma, is there any other questions? Yeah. Yeah, Amy, you said a lot of kids here. I see these people, and like there's some people that claim that they care for humanity and they want human beings to move into fifth dimensional existence and ascend and all of that stuff. Like even like scum like Laura Eisenhower and David Wilcock and all of those people. But somehow you got to pay for their courses, or they'll give you for 19.99 months a month story or something, but they claim that they want help humanity to achieve this state of being, by lying to humanity so they can buy their stuff. I mean, these people are sick in their heads, because they're possessed by greed. And this is what I kind of want to talk about, how it stems from this greed. And what is the spirit of greed is this darkness of darkness. It's the anti-life force. And that's why people, when they're possessed, there is nothing. When they're greedy, it will never be enough. Billions will not be enough. And that's why when you see a list of billionaires, you see those that are the most possessed by greed. You see the demons. You see the Antichrist spirit in manifestation. That's what you see. And so just like I said, that the blood drinking, then the religion reflects it, like Catholics drink the wine and pretend that they're drinking blood and copying vampires. So is all these people in spiritual communities out there that pretend that they care for humanity, but all they care about is lining up their pockets. And even when I talk about, right, some of these people where they're creating a suicide clinic, like Teal Swamp suicide clinic in that, really, I just looked at Colorado, just state of Colorado, and the suicides. The numbers are staggering. Where's Teal Swan when you need her? Where's Goyam TV helping humanity to ascend and to be better? Fake messiahs stand in their greed, stand in the blood, stand in the innocent blood up to their necks, and they want more. They want more. They want more money. That's all they want. But see, when they're possessed, that's what operates them. So anyway, you guys, this has been an interesting one. Steven writes about this. How does he know? Danielle, how does he know? How does he know? Hi, Bruno. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. So anyway, you guys, military program to commit suicide when the soldiers return. Yes, Teresa, absolutely. The suicides and here comes your like helpers like Teal Swan. Piece of shit. It's not even a she. It's a freaking it. Jesus Christ. It's like it's it. You know what I mean? So yeah, yeah, absolutely. And teenagers now, and it all comes through pharma too, because all the thing, and a lot of people are that are involved in club idiots are have their hand in the PTSD for all of our soldiers. And this is actually what is there's a huge crime happening there. Huge crime, you guys. So, but blossoms, karma blossoms, karma blossoms. Here we go, you guys. So happy spring, everyone. You all stay wild out there, and let the karma blossom. Stay in the eye of the storm, calm. You know exactly 360 degrees. You're anchored in eternity, wild wisdom warriors. You're anchored in eternity, shamans. I love you all so much. Until next time, here's to all of you. Happy spring. Mwah. Bye. Dancing, dancing, dancing in the eye of the storm.